In the morning, I got up and we decided to head up to the Drift Festival in Ebisu. We had no idea how to get there, but because of JT's excellent co-driving skills, he pushed some button on the Japanese GPS system and it got us there in time.
After all that excitement, I just couldn't wait to get out and hit this drift course. Straight into it. As cool as we thought the chairlift thing was in our car, even the locals looked at us like goddamn aliens.
Well, here we are, we're finally at Ebisu Circuit, overlooking the amazing tracks, and the scenery is just fantastic. It's out of this world. What's the plan for the day, dude?
Plan is, we've got a car hooked up. Josh Young from Australia is loaning us his AE86. We've got 9 tracks. They're going to be off their face. I'm over this, let's go do it.
Let's go, man. As I started walking down the hill, we came upon these 2 cars on one of the longest tracks. We then saw this D1 GP car, which impressed the hell out of me, a Toyota Altezza, and many arrays of SR20s.
This is one of the 9 courses. This is a beginner course where you learn to go around 1 or 2 cones just to fine tune and warm up before you hit the pro tracks. This is a JZX90 Toyota Chaser, very similar to Steve Mitchell's new car.
Well, man, here we are. We're at the Ebisu main circuit where they do the D1 GP. This is off the hook. What are your thoughts, JT?
I think it's unbelievable. I'm so stoked to even be experiencing stuff. Like, you can nearly touch the cars as they go by. Check this out. Awesome. Another thing I really noticed here is like safety doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. You can literally stand on the other side of this concrete wall below us and nearly feel the cars go past us. So close.
Take
it's
photos.
Really loud. In New Zealand, if this is one of our circuits, the spectator stands would be about a mile over there, and there'd be about 1,000 marshals here. This weekend is so relaxed. Basically 36 hours of no holds barred drift action.
Something very popular in Japan are the rear quarters. If you hit a wall, power pole, small child, these rear quarters, fiberglass rear quarters, go straight over the top, a quick flick of paint, and you're all sorted. Next we can see an A86 with a full TRD kit, extractors and a lot of headwork. This is definitely the norm in Japan and is a very popular combination. We've got an RX-7 FD here where the tyre has popped completely off the rim as a result of hitting a wall. Now this is one of the beginner tracks where these 2 cars show their tandem skills, doing a lead chase just like the battles in D1NZ. Very good skills by both cars. The FD about to lose it. And the R32 Skyline dominated that run.
Guys, this place is a drift wonderland.
For sure.
These cars here, we've been informed, if something breaks down, or I don't know, if you're sick of the car, let us dump these things here. We've got probably 25 cars here just sitting here.
It's quite unbelievable, really. Like back in Pukekohe, you wouldn't find someone just dump their drift car, they'll take it back home, fix it up. Japanese, they don't even care. They got bloody S13 there, got a 180 over there, R31 Skyline there.
R31, JZX81 Chasers, a whole heap of A86s, a Safiro. Man, these things are completely kitted. Still got the front mounts, coilovers, suspension, all the seats, roll cages. This would just be worth millions at home.
So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to buy a toolkit, we're going to rack heaps of shit. So contact us if you need parts, because after this we're going to have a whole heap of stuff. We then head back to the pro circuit to check out some of the D1 GP drivers drifting firsthand, and I can tell you, these guys do some sick drifts. Check that out. Fully insane. These guys surely know how to control their cars.
Cool, we're here with Josh Young from Australia, Queensland, Australia. He's based in Japan at the moment. What are you doing in Australia? In Japan?
Just here on a drifting holiday, yeah.
Very cool. How long have you been here?
Been here just over 5 months. I've got about a month to go, then I've got to go home.
Cool.
Basically just going to drift tracks, mucking around, learning as much as I can, which is a big thing.
Awesome. How has the experiences been?
It's so different to what you would ever
Unbelievable.
think. Yeah, it's just insane. The driving, the tracks, the people. You've got a mental image of it from all the videos, and it's totally different. So
Wicked. Well, guys, again, we're at the pro track at Ebisu. What's this track
it's
called?
called Minami, which is
Minami.
Ebisu South.
South. So Josh is going to take me for a spin. He's already proven himself out there. We just watched him earlier on. Let's jump in the car with him.
If you haven't heard of Josh before, he's one of the top competitors for the Drift Australia National Championship in Australia, of course. Awesome competitor. He's got a pink AE86 4AGE turbocharged whip, which has been a strong competition frontrunner for the last 3 or 4 years. Josh is based up in Surfers Paradise. Perfect situation. Sun, surf, drift, streets. Wicked. Josh has a unique style of drifting. He was telling us that in the competition series next year he's going to contemplate removing the handbrake, which shows even more skill on his part. So on these tracks you've got minimum room for error. If you go off either side of the track there's generally a ditch or a wall or a bank.
Just check that back tyre for us, can you?
Well, guys, I've just been in the driver's seat with Josh. He's pointed me in the right direction. This car feels perfect. So, now young Stephen, I'm going to do my best to scare the living hell out of you.
It's gonna be awesome. Righto, let's go, man.
Let's get in there. So the first lap, we'll just, I've just got the tyre pressures a bit. So we'll check them out, make sure they feel alright.
I decided to start off on one of the beginner tracks to get used to the car and the weight balance before we go to the advanced and pro tracks. There's a lot on the line in Japan. If you were to crash or damage the car, there's no such thing as trailers, or even a transporter is very, very hard to find. So the cost to get your car back to a workshop and repaired is extremely high. You can't just take it down to the Pukekohe panel shop and get them to smack up those panels and weld up the bits and pieces that you've just snapped.
Check this out.
Josh's A86 was a perfect or anything like that. It is literally too long for this sort of track. So a quick warm-up lap and then we're into it. The weight shift was just perfect. So as much as I had this car dialed in, I had a bit of a reality check on the second lap and had a spin. My bad. It definitely wasn't the easiest car to learn to drift in, but it was one of the more fun cars. No power steering, and also again that short wheelbase is quite difficult to work with.
This is what impressed me the most. A baddie had wiped out and JT just drove around it like nothing. Just the fact that the Japanese audience was standing around to see who got out of the A86 just shows how impressive JT's run was.
One thing I learned about Steve very, very quickly is he's a nervous passenger. As we pulled into the pits, I looked over and saw Steve, thinking as tough as he thinks he is, I think he was pretty glad to be back in the pits. Even with Josh's talent level, I'm not the greatest passenger at the best of times, so I was a bit sketchy of jumping in the passenger seat with him. The Togo track definitely has the most twists and turns in it, uphill, downhill sections. It is just so unbelievable and shit scared being a passenger. It's based on the Japanese mountain roads, which makes it even cooler. This may possibly be the last time you'll see this car on camera, as I hear it was written off just weeks after this shoot. So I did have reason to be a nervous passenger after all.
Honestly, hands down, That was the most impressive stuff I've ever seen. This thing, it's pointless street drifting in Japan. This is like a bloody A-long.
It's ultimate. It's heaven. It's heaven.
It is the Ebisu Circuit trick. This thing is so unbelievable. It scared the shit out of me about 100 times. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. We came a little bit close to the wall on one section. Before we can go back out, we've got to go fix the front rim. So other than that, it's all good.
Awesome. He'll be back for more soon. He's going to take Steve for a ride. Now I was just giving a word to Josh about the design of the builds compared to Australia and also New Zealand, and also touching on the safety aspects or lack of safety aspects here. But like Josh was just saying, not many accidents at all.
No, basically, well, there is the occasional off here, but like basically the track's open at 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning, and most of them shut again at 4 o'clock on the Sunday arvo. And there's not a track marshal anywhere. Nobody flags you on and off the course. But actual car-to-car accidents, like the last time I was here for the Missouri in autumn, in May, I didn't see one car-to-car accident. A couple of cars went off, but that happens at every track day. So it's pretty amazing. It regulates itself.
Another really serious point I want to touch on is liquor. Are we going to be consuming liquor in the next 24 hours?
Can I pipe in? They actually sell liquor at the track here.
At the track?
You can buy beer at any of the kiosks.
See this
on premises, and it's perfectly legit.
New Zealand, that sponsorship, Jim Beam. Come on,
this guy up.
Come on, man.
Now obviously, because we've got a 36-hour non-stop drift event, they continue well into the night. We stood up on one of the hills and watched a couple of these drifters take down the track that JT was on earlier. And boy, it was impressive. A couple of the pro guys decided to have a bit of fun on one of the beginner circuits. They made drifting at night look easy. This is one of the D1 GP cars that compete here in Japan. The guy decided to take it out after midnight, and of course, having no marshals, decided that would be a good idea to wear no helmet. He took some extreme lines, and this car, I can tell you, was one awesome looking car. SR20, huge turbo, big intercooler, a well set up drift machine. As the night went on, people decided to go to sleep in their cars. But not Josh Young. He decided to go out for another drift. Our producer went for a fang with him in the car, and he shat his pants. I know this because I could smell it. And as you can see, with the sparks coming off the tyres, it was time that he needed to change them, so he hopped off and did. The night does not slow these boys down. They attack the pro circuit just as hard as you would in the day. Here's the 180SX again, back on the pro circuit, but this time he's got a helmet on. Obviously, he was a little bit scared of this track. Check out this purple Toyota Chaser. He certainly takes the corners at top speed. Barbecues are a little different here in Japan, as we found out. Instead of having a good old hot plate, they just get a fire with some wood and cook the meat over the top of it.
Okay guys, this is the 18th hour of the Drift from Missouri at Ebisu. What do you reckon, man?
Mate, this place is awesome. It's currently cranking. There's still people drifting at the moment. I just walked past there having a bit of a cook-up at the moment. I got some meat for free. They just gave it to me out of the blue. We've actually had enough so far, so I think we're going to hit it.
I'm feeling pretty tired, man.
I'm feeling tired. We're going to hit it. We're going to go back home, go get a bit of sleep, come back in the morning and get into it again.
We'll see you then. We'll see you then. We'll see you then.
We'll catch you guys later. See ya.